Mike Sierra one can't handle the truth.
You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this?
I am authorized to assure you these rumors are based on hysteria and are absolutely false. I repeat, these rumors are absolutely false.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining me once again as I take another look into the relentless lies of Mike Zeroh. In a recent video by Zeroh, he has claimed that the recent Snow White firings are the worst in history. As I have pointed out on numerous occasions, history is always repeating itself when it comes to Zeroh. Zeroh has no course of action but to repeat things he wants you to believe are real. He has no intention of sitting around for something to happen, so he draws on what he already told you in the past. The ramifications of this should be clear. He is making money under the pretense that news you're getting today is new and current, when all it is are stories from way back that he is using again, and by extension, he is being paid for the same fake stories all over again. It's basically a form of self-plagiarism. I will be coming back to his most recent video a little later, but for now let's go back to the 20th of July 2023.
One major development revolving around Bob Iger and the board is that multiple firings recently took place over the Snow White film because of the rise in criticism. Specifically, Disney has reportedly fired an entire marketing team that was responsible for the upcoming Snow White film. These firings are said to be in the dozens, handling the promotional work of Snow White as well as Disney firing an entire trailer company that was working on the Snow White official trailer to be released by this year's D23 event in September.
As you just heard, the marketing team has been fired and a trailer company, which had no name, have also been fired, because it would seem that they had too much of the dwarfs in the trailer, so the trailer company were let go, and now Disney are looking for a new trailer company replacement. So with that clearly etched into your brain, I want to move forward again to August the 11th, 2023.
We already know that they're trying to hide the Seven Dwarfs from all of the promotional work for Snow White, which, by the way, you're going to begin to see looming in the next couple of months, so keep your eyes open for that. There's a lot of things coming our way. However, with Snow White 24 gaining much backlash and criticism after those leaked photos of the dwarves surfaced, one major development surrounding this film has much to do with an update on the Snow White firings by the Disney board. Just recently, Disney decided to fire not only an entire marketing team, as we previously discussed, handling the promotion of the film, which includes various ways of advertising it, but that also they fired two trailer companies that were working on the official trailer footage, with a newly hired one now in place.
It's been a tad over 3 weeks, and Zeroh is back with an update for the Snow White remake. He reiterates that a marketing team were fired, and then goes on to say that two trailer companies were also fired, when 3 weeks earlier it was only one trailer company. So now it's two trailer companies that still remain nameless, and we now have another new trailer company in its place, which makes 3 trailer companies all told that Disney have hired, and still there are no names for these companies, even though Zeroh knows they were apparently hired and 2 of them fired. One would also assume that there is a new marketing team attached to the remake, given he said we would be seeing more of the promotional work looming in the next couple of months. This is important to note, given Zeroh thinks that the release of this film is going ahead as projected, but we all know how that turned out. But once again, Zeroh clearly did not, because he has no clue about what is actually going on, because it's all made up. I now want to take you to the 13th of September 2023.
One major development has to do with the recent firings that took place for the film that has only put the production into a worse state than it was before. Specifically, Disney recently fired an entire trailer company, any of course once again that was working on the official trailer and promotional footage for Snow White, as they are now focusing on another company that is reportedly based in New York, as Disney recently fired the entire advertising team for Snow White, working on the footage as they are re-editing the film using some of the unused footage that will be inserted by Mark Webb and the directors. This is a very complex situation for Disney, the fact that we did not get that trailer on September 9th, as initially, that was Disney's big plan to do so, would have been the 1-year anniversary of when they showcased the footage only to attendees at last year's D23. They wanted to drop it on the same exact date, if not the day after. Did not happen, and as it turns out, in a shocking turn of events, it does have a lot to do with this that occurred just a couple of days ago. We've been gathering, all of the details about this over time, and it's blossomed to this situation.
D23 was held on the 8th to the 10th of September 2023. Earlier in this video I played a clip from a video Zeroh made in July, where he claimed that a trailer company were working on the trailer that would be seen at D23 that same year. In August we found out that another trailer company had taken the reins after 2 others had been fired for not producing the work Disney wanted. So I can only assume that this trailer company in the last clip I played was company number 3 or maybe 4, that has also been fired, hence no trailer at D23 last year. Zeroh works on the premise that things might happen, not that they will, but they might. This is why in July when he said Disney wanted the Snow White trailer for D23 and it never happened, as he thought it might well do, he made a video that blamed Disney again for firing another trailer company. That's why it never appeared at D23 at all. The upshot is over the course of 7 weeks at least 3, or maybe even 4 trailer companies have been fired according to Zeroh. Toward the end of October 2023, it was announced that the Snow White remake would be delayed until March 2025, something else Zeroh never foretold. But since that announcement he has hardly mentioned the Snow White remake since, until they released the real trailer on the 10th of August 2024, a trailer he knew nothing about, and also never knew was coming in the first place. 2 days later he made a video and said this.
Now the decision to fire the entire marketing team for Snow White comes after the backlash hit a world record for any Disney live action project, and that Bob Iger and the board are blaming the marketing team and the trailer company that they had hired months and months ago to create the teaser trailer to kickstart the marketing campaign. To make matters worse, Disney also fired the trailer company that was responsible for organizing the promotional work for Snow White 2025.
It's almost been a year since Zeroh decided that at least 4 to 5 random and nameless trailer companies were fired, as well as 2 groups of marketing personnel, because of the obvious disdain that this movie is generating. In situations of this nature, the employer, that being Disney, would tell everyone what they wanted and they would be following what Disney set out. So the only way that these companies and employees would be let go is if they had gone against Disney's wishes. But this is fake news, it's rage baiting. Zeroh is using this to keep people angry, thus them not getting preoccupied with asking where is all this news coming from, because no one else is talking about it. Only Zeroh is talking about companies and people being fired after the trailer was released. He was also having people and companies fired long before the trailer even saw the light of day, so what's the difference? Once again we have another situation of old fake news being reused as an update, in which time Zeroh never knew what was going to be in the trailer, was very vague about when it would next come out after D23 last year, and when we got to D23 in 2024, there was no mention of a trailer drop. He only mentioned it 2 days later after a general release. He knows nothing, it's just the hit and miss ramblings of a clickbaiting liar who just uses hearsay and theory as a means to create a seemingly true narrative that is perpetuated from the same lies over and over again. If you look at the topics he has news on, it's The Acolyte, which is well and truly over, Deadpool and Wolverine, which has been out for a month but there's still problems apparently, and now we have Snow White once more. I guarantee in the coming weeks that Peter Dinklage will be back on the scene. Zegler will be fired from more projects or blacklisted by Hollywood. And there will also be more reshoots, test screenings, deleted scenes, and more things that cost hundreds of millions of dollars and so on. Well, that's all I have for today, so thanks for watching, and until the next time, take care and I'll see you again soon.
So maybe come up from your mom's basement, okay? And get a real life, you nerd. Yeah, basic!